Welcome everyone. So in this video I'm going to be covering about how to style your plots that you plot using Matplotlib. So first, to make the data to plot out, let me import numpy as np, then also import matplotlib.pyplot as plt, and let me run matplotlib inline. So let me create my x data for now. So x equals to np.arange, and if you don't know what arange means, so it's basically like the range function in Python. I'm supplying a starting value and a stopping value. So you can learn more about this in my NumPy crash course, so make sure to visit that out. So now let me run that, and let me create y as the power of 2 for all the x values. So x looks like this and y looks like this. Now let's quickly make our plot. So fig equals to plt.figure, and then x equals to fig.add_axis. So let me position this chart, and then let me plot out x.plot x comma y. So I've already covered this much in my previous videos. So now let's style this plot. Let's start with changing the color of the plot. So let me put color equals to green, for example, and if I run that, you see that I've got a green curve. Now I can put blue over here, so that gives me a blue plot. And you can also use RGB hex code, for example BDA55. I gotta put that inside of quotation marks, so not such a badass after all. So you can also use hex codes like this. Now let me put this as blue for now. So another parameter that you can use to style your plot is the line width. So if I keep this as 3, the line size is multiplied by 3 times, so that gives me a thicker plot. And if I keep this as 30, that gives me even thicker plot, and I can even put decimal points, so 0.5 gives me a thinner plot. So let me put this at 1 for now. So I can also write LW for short, and that would work. So then we have the alpha value. So alpha value just indicates whether you want your curve or the plot to be transparent or not. So if I put 0.2 over here, you can see that my curve has been more transparent, and if I put 1 over here, so it's quite opaque. Now then let's talk about line style. So for line style we have different parameters, and for example if you put dash over here, so inside quotation marks if you put dash, then you get the dashed plot, which was the one before. So if I put double dashes over here, so that gives me a plot like this. And I can also call other things like colon, so that gives me a plot like this. And then for example this, so that gives me a plot like that. And steps, so that's that. Let me keep this as dash dash for now. So now let's talk about marking the points that we have plotted. For example, you have x at 0 1 2 3 4 and y at 0 1 4 9 and so on. So if you want to actually mark the points where the values are plotted, what you can do is put a marker over here. So marker equals to, for example, let me put plus. So here you can see that I've got the data plotted out, and I've many ways to change the marker appearance. So if I put asterisk over here, I get asterisks, and then if I put suppose the number of quotes, so 1, that gives me something like this, and then you can't see it clearly, but let me show you. So to see this more clearly, what you can do is that you can supply the parameter marker size. So marker size equals to, for example, 3. That doesn't bring out much change, so let me put a bigger marker size, so maybe 20. and there you go. So if I change the number of the marker, so number code, and I've got a different marker. So I can also change other parameters of the marker. For example, let me put this as O for now. So O gives me circles. So if I want to change the face color, so color of the marker, for example, let me put this as green, and if I run that, here you can see that I've changed the face color of the marker. And I can also change the marker is color. For example, marker is, let me put this in another new line. So marker is equals to, yeah, marker is color equals to maybe yellow. So if I run that, here you can see the is color has been changed. And if you want to see that more properly, I can change the marker is width to maybe 5. So you can see the marker is width has been changed. So now let's talk about controlling the axis. So if you want to put a limit to your axis, for example, if I want to limit my x-axis to only the values 0 and 1 to be plotted out, what I can do is let me comment this out for now. So I don't actually have to. So if I put here x dot set underscore xlim to the lowest bound and the upper bound, and if I run this, you can see that I've got from 0 to 1. So if I let me change it to 5, and I've got a much bigger bound. So I can also change the y limits. So set underscore y lim to maybe 0, 50, and then comma. So let me change that quick. So 0, 50, and then if I run that, you can see the y limit has been changed from 0 to 50. So before I end this video, let me tell you that there are some other ways you can plot your data. For example, there's plt.scatter, and then you supply in the values, so that gives me a scatter plot. And there are much more like plt.boxplot and then plt.hist. I'm going to be covering special plot types like this in my Seaborn part of this series. So I think I hope you guys like this video, and if you guys want to follow along to my other videos where I talk about like I've said, Seaborn and Plotly and many more visualization and libraries. So yeah, just subscribe, and if you have any questions about this video, just leave them out in the comment sections and I'll get to them. So yeah, for now that's it. Ta-da!